Hey, this is Dave from Old Car Garage. Just got back from a swap meet down in the southern part of Georgia in Moultrie. First time I was ever there and had a great time. Great weather. And I thought I'd just do a little review in this video of what the show is, some of the things, how's it compare to other shows that I've been to like Carlisle and Hershey. Now, we didn't just drive straight to that show. I live here in Pennsylvania, and this show, actually, for everything that we did, we went down, visited some family in Tennessee, went through some other parts of Georgia, come back up through North Carolina. In all, it was almost a 2,000-mile round trip over a 7-day period. So this was a vacation my wife and I took. The swap meet again wasn't the main thing that we went for. At least that's what I tell myself, but it's something I wanted to do. Every couple of years, I like to try and find a new show somewhere that I've never been to before. I liked this show because it was very much a mix of vendors that were there. That is, large vendors like Hubbard's, J&W Nova. There was a Camaro dealer there. There was Ford guys there, etc. But there's also just the average Joe there cleaning out the garage, and that's largely where I go. Though there are times I'm looking for parts that I may order ahead of time and have delivered somewhere. But one of the things to try and keep my head together, what I'm looking for, is I actually use my phone, and I use the notes, and I will show you that I keep quite a list of parts that I'm looking for and for what vehicles. So it makes things a lot easier. And I knocked the number of things off on the list. Not a lot, though. And that's okay. That doesn't really bother me. I go to these shows also for the experience, to see what's new, what's going on. There's different times people are doing things with cars that might be something completely new you've never seen before. Here are a few pictures from the show. The area is actually an airport that dates back to World War II. It's nice level ground, concrete, with some grassy areas. Thought I'd also include a few pictures from Tennessee. This area was the Rock City area. Also, while we were there, we stopped off in the Atlanta area, checked out Summit Racing, and saw a lot of acreage of cotton fields. So a few things that I picked up. I picked up an air cleaner cover for my wife's Nova. She was with me. We saw an air cleaner lid that had Chevrolet embossed on it. She currently had one that was K&N on it, and she liked it. And for $5, we're going to walk away without it. I also picked up a few things. Let me show you. So I've already put some of this stuff away, but we wound up picking up this tack, altimeter tack. I mean, that for $20 for a good tack. Thought that was a great deal. Go use that for my engine run stand, or who knows, it may go into another car. Picked up another water temp gauge for $5. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Sun Pro. It seems like I have a tendency to break these things, so it can join the pack with 2 or 3 other ones I have sitting in there. Again, building an engine run stand. Actually, I don't need those for my engine run stand. I just remembered I got a triple gauge set that I bought for dirt cheap. I think I paid like $5 or $10 for that. That was back at Carlisle. A few other things that I picked up. I am a bit OCD that I see open spots. I'm either missing a socket or I don't own it. And so I bought 6 more sockets that, in fact, this was one of them. If it's made in the USA, Craftsman, Snap-on, Mac, any of those, I'm going to pick it up. I paid $1 a piece. I mean, this is what I do all the time. I fill in these gaps, finding good USA-made sockets to fill in the gaps. Another thing that I picked up at the show, now I didn't pick this up. I just recently bought this, and I may end up doing a tool review. I bought a bunch of Cobalt tools, but I got this Impact, and it's 3/8. Now I've got a lot of half-inch drive impacts, but I needed 3/8. So I picked this up at that show. And now they're not made in the USA, but they're made in Taiwan, so it's better than China, I suppose. But I like this over the Harbor Freight stuff. I felt pretty good with the size of the sidewall, that the ends are slightly rounded here. I just like this set, and I thought for 25 bucks it was worth it. It's already in its own blow mold case, which this set is something that I will be taking to the junkyards, to the easy pulls, and I like to just have it contained. So these two go right together, go out, do what I got to do. Another thing, not that big of a deal. I love using these strip-it disc for removing paint, and I've had these for my angle grinder. This is the first I've seen these for the small air-powered angle grinders. You know, just got the little screw-on tab here, and I'm just curious to try these out. They were 2 for $5, so that's something I've not seen before, so picked a couple of those up. Another thing I picked up here in the cabinet, I picked up a couple Scotch pads. They were like 6 for $5. I was kind of getting a little low on that. And another thing I picked up for $1. Actually, my wife saw this hiding on a table and grabbed it. This is for the trunk lid emblem for the Nova. So it didn't look anything like this. I just ran a couple passes with some steel wool over it and came out pretty nice for $1. You can't beat it. So there you have it. My impressions of this swap meet. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Its size comparatively to Carlisle, I would say, is probably close to half its size. And Carlisle covers 82 acres, which one of the things I noticed is at Carlisle, you're starting to see more and more open spaces. So you're still walking 82 acres, but you're not seeing as much as you used to. This particular show, it was pretty full. I did not see much in the way of openings. And I went on a Friday, the first day of a 3-day event, so I think that's a pretty good turnout. Other pros for this particular show, parking was real easy. You didn't have to pay for it. You go to Carlisle, you're parking out along the street and walking a number of blocks, or you're paying money to park in someone's yard. Comparatively to Hershey, Hershey is largely a show for pre-war cars. So I do a lot of walking, and I don't find quite a lot for my post-war cars. But that said, that show brings in some really high caliber vehicles. One of the things I also noticed with this Georgia show is I did not go through a lot of the car corral. I only skimmed a little bit of it. I was really there to shop for parts, and I was on a time schedule. We had a cutout time that we needed to leave because we had a 4-hour drive to get to our next hotel. And I didn't want to spend all day there, and I didn't want to drive at night, not knowing the traffic going back up around Atlanta. But the cars that I seen, there were more cars there that looked like what I used to see back in the 80s as far as paint jobs. That is, there were a lot of 20 and 30 footers. Cars that had a complete paint job, and from the distance they were nice and shiny, but when you got up close there was a lot of waves in it. You could tell there was a lot of unmentionables going on underneath the paint. So I don't know if that's common in that area, or it just happened that the sampling that I saw just happened to be some quick prettied up vehicles for resale. But leave some comments. Let me know what if you've been to this show before, or you live in that area. What is the typical paint quality of the vehicles that are there at some of the shows or for sale? Also, let me know what other shows go on the basically east of the Mississippi. I'm always looking to try and find something new, put on my my future bucket list, which hopefully next year on my bucket list would be Daytona Turkey Run. Really like to do that. Now, I heard a lot of people at these shows saying about that they were heading to Daytona the following week, which doesn't seem like a bad idea, but it just didn't work out for me to be able to set things that way. Moultrie, with the distance that it is probably a show I probably won't end up going back to, unless for some reason I'm going to be down in that area again and it just happens to be the right timing. Absolutely, then if I'm that close, I will go to that show again. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Please drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. what shows you've been to. If you've been to this show before or anything you want to add in, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.